Is to show you how to work on the iPad on your letter drawings. If you would like to, you can use grid paper that I have uploaded for you, and you can practice your fancy, elaborate, embellished version of your letters on the iPad, and then proceed on to your final versions. So you're going to want to open a new document in Fresco. And then if you go to the picture icon here and you go to photos, you can go to the graph paper I uploaded or made available for you, two different types. Here I just you can expand it or whatever if you'd like to transform it. I have a whole layer here now of graph paper, and let me show you the other one too. So if you go back to pictures again, photos, this is stuff that you're going to have to download from Schoology, but I'll make that all available to you. Here it's really light, it looks like it's not there. So these are just two different types. Okay, make sure if you resize it you drag from the corner only. Okay, so when you go to draw on these, because they're PNGs, it's going to force a new layer that's clear. You want to do that. Otherwise, your drawing will be right on the same layer. And that's never a good idea because the pixels stay with the background image forever and ever. And that's very sad. So it should prompt that automatically. Yep. See over here. I don't know how to point to it. Here, I'll turn it off and on. It's over here in its own layer and it's not joined with those pixels. So that's a really good thing. Okay, so I'll just undo that. Now, whatever kind of brush you get really doesn't matter. So pick something that you feel comfortable with, and also that will work with your drawing. Okay, so one of the things I love again about Fresco is that you can zoom in, you can pinch and rotate. So this is why I want to offer it every time we're doing sketching. If it's applicable, you should use it. So first thing you can do is, oops, it said cannot draw on hidden layer. Sorry, my bad. Okay, I'm just going to erase that. Okay, so going back, you start out with the 3x5 grid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 1, 2, 3. And if you're still in the sketching stage, quick little sketch like this is not a bad idea. If you're in the more measured stage, then you're going to have to really take your time to do that right, or you might have to even use a different app or something. So here is my grid, and then I'm probably going to even want to do another layer over that to draw on, because then later I'll show you. Actually, I'll show you in a second. Or you could even okay, let me show you a couple things actually. Okay, got ahead of I got more ideas while I was talking. It's so fun. Okay, so I've showed you the T about 1,000,000 times. I'm going to show you that really quick, and then I'm going to show you how to do a W and an M. All right, so here is the T, and what I got excited when I realized is you just turn off the grid lines then, and your T remains. Okay, so that's a good way to end up using that. Now I want to show you the M, and I will show you on this one by turning this all off. Okay, there we go. And if you're not, if you're just learning these things about the apps, what better way, right? Okay, so if I click on this one, oops, and then, shoot. And then I add a new layer. Now I'm going to be drawing on the layer above this grid, okay? So for this kind of letter, we are going to do a 5x5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a 5x5 square. Okay, so this is what I was going to tell you last time. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll get our grid in here. You could do this in a different color. Okay, let's show what that looks like too. You're going to click on that top circle that is black right now. And then when you click, oh, I thought I applied that. My mistake. There we go. And then I'll do the same thing. It's easier to do once I did it once, because I can just match the height. Okay, I have some pressure settings going on because I'm using my Apple Pencil. That's why my line is getting thicker and thinner. So yours may or may not be doing that. It doesn't bother me that it is right now, so I'm just ignoring it. Okay, so all of that is on one layer. If I click on this slider up here, layer properties, I can lower the opacity a little bit too. So those guidelines are like there, but they're not like screaming in my face. That's pretty handy as well. Okay, now I'm going to click another new layer. I'm going to come back and I'm going to pick up black. Okay, and this time I'm going to draw my letters. All right, so I want to show you how to draw an M. The M is literally made entirely of diagonal lines. Oh, there's a couple horizontal. So you're going to take this, let's label these. Oops, shoot, I want to do that on the other layer. Hold on. I want to go back to my guideline layer and I want to label the boxes in case I refer to them. Okay, then I'm going to go back to my drawing layer. And the first line I'm going to draw is from the very tippy-toppy bottom all the way up to this top one. It's like in its own column. You see that? Okay, then I'm going to do like the same thing. I'm not going to draw super dark this time though, because I know I'm not going to keep it all. Okay, then I'm going to go and do the same thing over here. So you're drawing from like the top of the column to the bottom of the column to the top of the column in almost every single one. But then I'm going to stop. Then I'm going to start over here and I'm going to do the same thing going the other way. It's like kind of a mess, mesmerizing. Actually, it's really pretty right now. It's like a diamond pattern. So then if I draw a heavy dark line across the top there and there, you might be seeing the M start to come out. And then one in the middle column, which is column 3. And then some on the outside. And then if I just reinforce some of those other lines that are really important. And there, ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, friends, pals, there is my M. So I could come in, oops, easy now, easy. My eraser was set too big, I think. And do that. And also I could turn off that. And if I really wanted to go crazy, I could turn off that. That is not a bad M. And then from here, you could, let's see, here's my M layer. I could do things like, and I've been doing this for my whole life since my name actually starts with M. You know, I've been doing things like, what does an M look like when you swirl it around? Okay. I'm big time into those on my name. I always have liked to swirl things like that. Okay, but what else could you do? All right, so I really like drawing on my iPad, and I'm hoping that you might consider doing that too. Now you might be saying, but wait, where's the W? How do you do that? Oh, okay, then you can be like, oh, that's the W. Okay, it's literally the same thing. Okay, so I want you to feel comfortable trying and drawing on both, because, oh, I wanted to show you an S. I think it's a good thing that we have that's flexible. Okay, so I wanted to show you an S because sometimes people get scared of those. Okay, the S starts out looking like a 5. All right, so you're gonna, oh, I want to draw on a new layer. Silly me. Okay, sorry. So you're going to just come down like this. I'm going to lower the opacity on this layer. I find it really distracting for it to be high. So I would keep that in mind. I didn't like it at all, full strength. Okay, so it just looks like a 5 to start. Okay. But then you got to come in and start to round it out. So actually, I'm going to put the opacity down on this guy too. Why not? Photoshop layers cost you nothing. Just go for it. So this is going to be rounded. That's going to be rounded. That's going to be rounded. People do lots of things with the inside, but mostly it's a curve like that. So what this is preventing is sometimes when people draw an S and then they're like, oh my God, how do I make this into a bubble letter? And then they're like, you know, weirdo things like this happen. This is helping you to make the proportions of the S even and flawless. Okay, I just rounded my corners and kept it even. So then how can you make this S special and exciting? Well, there's nothing to say that it has to be even. So you could be like, whoa, but I want my S to be so cool. Right? You can do that. You're the boss of your letters. You can be like, but I want it to be all fat, chubby ass like this. Okay? You can do that. This is just a starting point. That looks pretty awesome to have it kind of bulging on the side. This is a graffiti sort of style in my mind. Okay? Or you could likewise, let me go back. Also a great thing about Photoshop. I say Photoshop even though this is Fresco because they're really closely related. Okay, so instead of that, you might want to make it super spindly. Very elegant. You know, we've all seen S's like this before. Just kidding, that sounded so creepy, but you know what I mean. Okay, so started with the shape and the framework. I really need to change my eraser. It's kind of out of hand. Okay, so you see what I mean? This is the building block formula. And then you can just go crazy from there. Oh, I wonder if that works. Look at that. How amazing is that? It looks a little dumb to have the top of the S be so heavy, but the S works upside down because those proportions are rock solid. Okay, so you're starting with 5 letters, 5-letter word, plain box letter style. And you can do that on paper or here on your iPad. Then you're going to do the same word embellished with original lettering styles and ideas. Okay? And then we'll take it from there. Awesome. Thank you. Bye.